There's a fresh wave of FUD swirling around Ripple and XRP, and today, we're diving straight into it. Why is this happening? Well, there's a specific reason, and it's tied directly to one of Bitcoin's biggest flaws. This isn't random, folks. Tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have seen over 70% profit with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. In this video, we'll unpack what's really going on and take a closer look at the current XRP sell-off. I get it, many of you are concerned about the price action right now. But here's the twist. I've uncovered something incredibly bullish that no one seems to be talking about. Let's dive straight into it. The big FUD campaign surrounding Ripple and XRP. To set the stage, this is something I called out weeks ago. The moment whispers started about the US government potentially holding XRP in its strategic reserve, I knew a massive FUD storm was on the horizon. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. One of the most intense smear campaigns we've ever seen against Ripple and XRP. It was so overblown, I believe it even made the US government hit pause on the idea of including XRP in its reserve. Why? They probably realized the crypto market wasn't ready for that kind of seismic shift. And let's be real, Bitcoin maxes would have gone into full meltdown mode. Do I think it'll happen eventually? Yes. But for now, let's focus on what's fueling this current FUD campaign. At its heart, the outrage stems from a 2018 Ripple article, where they pointed out that the majority of Bitcoin's hash power was based in China. That's it. Yet some people spun this into an anti-Bitcoin narrative, accusing Ripple of taking cheap shots. The irony? Ripple was simply stating a fact. But hey, facts don't stop a good FUD campaign, right? Ripple once threw some major shade at Bitcoin, calling for its downfall by claiming it was China-controlled due to the concentration of miners there. And here's the kicker. They weren't wrong. Back in 2018, nearly 80% of Bitcoin's mining power was rooted in China. Just imagine. The entire Bitcoin network mostly dependent on one country. Bitcoin enthusiasts, of course, would rather sweep this under the rug, pretending it never happened. But Ripple was simply pointing out a critical flaw, a staggering amount of hash power coming from a single nation, one that could wield unilateral control over the network. Love them or hate them, Ripple wasn't making this up. If someone wanted to get all the miners to do one thing, they'd need every single miner to comply. Here's the interesting part. Over 60% of Bitcoin's hash rate still comes from China. A huge chunk of the network's power is centralized there. This means China has the ability to make unilateral decisions that could affect a significant portion of the Bitcoin network. It's not something Bitcoin enthusiasts like to discuss, but it's a conversation worth having. Many Bitcoiners hold on to the belief that Bitcoin is flawless. And sure, that mindset provides comfort and confidence. But here's the thing. Real solutions come from tackling issues head-on, not sweeping them under the rug. Bitcoin may be revolutionary, but no system is beyond improvement. Face the problem, tackle the solution. That's exactly why earlier this year, I launched a campaign to bring more validators to the XRP ledger. I didn't ignore the issue or pretend it didn't exist. Of course it matters. Every bit of it matters. Instead of avoiding the challenge, I faced it head-on and said, hey, we can fix this. It's the same story with Bitcoin's hash rate. Too many people would rather dodge the issue than deal with it. But here's the kicker. There's an even bigger underlying issue that few are willing to discuss. How big, you ask? Big enough that even Elon Musk himself called it out. He highlighted a major issue with Bitcoin, the centralization of mining power. Shockingly, a significant chunk of Bitcoin's hash rate can be traced back to a single coal mine in China. But why is this such a problem compared to the XRP ledger? It all comes down to Bitcoin's vastly different consensus model. In Bitcoin's world, money rules. The more cash you have, the cheaper electricity you can access, and the more control you hold. There's no system of checks and balances to stop this. Imagine this. If I stumbled upon $100 trillion tomorrow and decided to invest it in building nuclear reactors and mining farms, I could quickly dominate a massive portion of the Bitcoin network. Why? Because in this system, money and electricity are inseparable. Electricity, after all, is just another form of currency in disguise. Electricity runs the Bitcoin network, and electricity costs money. So, at its core, control over Bitcoin boils down to one thing: Money. How much would it take to seize the network? That's where things get dicey. Imagine if China decided to reclaim control of Bitcoin's hash power. There'd be virtually nothing anyone could do to stop it. The only counterattack? Outspend China. But here's the catch. In the US, Bitcoin mining is driven by private companies which lack the financial muscle of a nation-state like China. It's not a fair fight. If China made it a government initiative, they could funnel vast resources into regaining control of Bitcoin's infrastructure. No questions asked. This exposes a glaring flaw in Bitcoin's design, one that few talk about but everyone should. What happens if the power balance shifts? It's a question worth pondering. Money drives the Bitcoin network. Trust and reputation don't even enter the equation. But the XRP ledger? It's a whole different ballgame. Imagine this. I go out, buy 10,000 XRP ledger validators, and plug them into the network. Based on what we know about Bitcoin, you might think I could take over the XRP ledger, right? Wrong. Here's why. XRP ledger plays by its own rules. It has a powerful safeguard in place: trust. And this trust isn't centralized. It's managed in a decentralized way. We won't dive into the technical weeds here. The key difference: with Bitcoin, brute force, aka money, can buy you influence over the network. But on the XRP ledger, you could throw all the money and resources you want at it. If the network doesn't recognize you as a trusted participant, if it doesn't see you as a good actor, you simply won't have the power to sway decisions. The network stays secure, no matter how deep your pockets are. This is exactly why Bitcoin maximalists are up in arms over recent news from China. It's a massive deal. It shines a spotlight on one of Bitcoin's biggest vulnerabilities: the fact that money rules the network, and there are no safeguards to prevent that. This fundamental flaw is a ticking time bomb for Bitcoin. It's also why I've long believed the United States would view it as a serious security threat. Unlike China or other nations, the US can't simply pour billions into gaining control of Bitcoin's hash rate. It would never sit well with the public. But China can, and so can others. If Bitcoin ever becomes a strategic reserve asset for the US, this issue becomes even more critical. A network that can be influenced by money alone is a network walking a dangerous line. This isn't just a theoretical problem, it's one that could define Bitcoin's future. The XRP ledger stands apart because it's not driven by monetary control. It's driven by a design built to last. I know that's a lot to unpack, but it boils down to this. The XRP ledger was built right from day one. That's exactly why I'm not losing sleep over XRP not being included in the strategic reserve. In the end, the best technology always wins. As long as the XRP ledger isn't bogged down by unnecessary interference, like lawsuits from the US government, its true value will shine where it's meant to. The way I see it, no other network comes close to the XRP ledger when it comes to future-proofing. Its architecture ensures no institution, country, or bad actor can step in and rewrite the rules. The XRP ledger isn't just a network, it's a blueprint for resilience. Let's talk about XRP's price action because it's got everyone buzzing right now. Here's the deal. XRP transactions have absolutely exploded, hitting $5 billion in the last 24 hours, with wallets surging nearly 600%. Big money is moving in, and something major is brewing for XRP. But here's the question on everyone's mind. Why is the price dropping? It's a fair point, and the answer is pretty straightforward. Bitcoin is taking a hit right now, and when Bitcoin sneezes, the whole crypto market catches a cold. What's surprising, though, is why Bitcoin's down. I honestly didn't expect this reaction, especially after the US essentially legitimized it by recognizing it in their strategic reserve. Strange times, but keep an eye on XRP. Things are heating up. What's fascinating is how Bitcoin barely flinched. The market went into a frenzy over the strategic reserve news, and yet, instead of a positive surge, it ended up dragging prices down. A surprising twist for the asset. Right now, Bitcoin is steering the ship, dictating the direction for most other cryptocurrencies. When Bitcoin sells off, the rest tend to follow suit. But here's where it gets interesting. Something rare, unexpected, and honestly exciting is happening. Despite all the negative press surrounding XRP lately, it's actually climbing against Bitcoin. Let that sink in. Amid a gloomy news cycle, XRP is defying the odds and gaining ground. Crypto price movements often feel like a mystery. Why does the market move the way it does? This is a prime example. Everyone thought XRP was destined for the strategic reserve. Heck, even Trump and David Sachs fueled those expectations. And then, that narrative completely flipped. No point in dwelling on that anymore. What matters now is what's unfolding before our eyes. The decision is in, and the market is speaking loud and clear. XRP's price action is stealing the spotlight from Bitcoin, even in a time when Bitcoin got a monumental news boost and XRP had a heavy weight lifted. Yet, here we are, XRP climbing against Bitcoin. And let's not forget, the US government practically gave Bitcoin a glowing endorsement while leaving XRP in the shadows. Honestly, you couldn't script this if you tried. The way these charts move is nothing short of mesmerizing, defying logic at every turn. Good luck to anyone trying to fully decode this anytime soon. But here's the kicker. XRP holding its ground so strongly against Bitcoin tells us one big thing. The big players aren't fazed by the headlines. They're looking at the XRP ledger and seeing its massive long-term potential, no matter what's happening right now. This is the narrative you need to grasp. Like I mentioned earlier, the XRP ledger was designed right from the very start with long-term protections baked in. This solid foundation makes it stand out as one of the most valuable networks out there. These are exactly the features that attract serious players, those aiming to create real financial tools and build deep, lasting financial infrastructure into the internet. The XRP ledger isn't just catching up, it was built for this from day one. And now, the market is recognizing its value like never before. I've never seen anything like this in my time in crypto. Bitcoin is taking a hit, yet XRP is standing tall, holding its dominance. This feels like a shift, a completely new paradigm, and it's something we need to keep a close eye on. Hopefully, after this video, you're starting to see the bigger picture and understand the significant advantages built into the XRP ledger. Its architecture addresses some of the most critical flaws in Bitcoin's original design. Let's not forget, XRP was created to be a better Bitcoin, designed to fix the inefficiencies that held Bitcoin back. What we covered in this video is a key example of that, and it's clear these benefits will continue to set XRP apart in the future. I truly believe this could be a massive edge for the XRP ledger moving forward. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found this update insightful.